As you can see, it doesn't matter which direction I'm nudging it to, it just doesn't do anything. And this is the heartbreaking part. Now I feel like this doesn't offer me enough precision. Hi. There's something I would like to share about the Hercules DJ Control Mix Ultra. I have been playing with it since a while. I noticed something weird. Actually, there was a comment on my previous video and I thought at first it was somewhat cryptic. I start to investigate the issue. It made me realize why I feel weird about the jog wheels. And I have to say it is kind of heartbreaking. And while investigating this issue, I realized something even more heartbreaking, that it might be unfixable, at least on the user side, and I'm still not sure if I'm doing something wrong. Maybe this is not how it should behave, and maybe it's exactly how it should behave. I'm not really sure. I will try to demonstrate it to you. Please let me know what you think. Maybe I'm missing something. I would like to hear your opinions, and if what I experience is right, maybe it's better if we hear something from Hercules DJ, whether this is the intended behavior or not. And as a DJ who is pretty much in love with this tiny little controller, I have to say that the reason that my heart is breaking a little bit, because this is the first time I thought to myself, maybe I'm not 100% happy with it, and there's actually some issues that I might have with it, especially on the long run. But let me show it to you first. You let me know in the comments whether this is a deal breaker for you or not. So I have the top-down camera here. I will try to bring the iPad's DJ interface on the corner, and on the other corner I will try to place the Control Mix Ultra, and this way you will be able to see what I'm doing with my hands and how the software behaves according to my input. So here you can see on the right corner that I have the Control Mix Ultra. Now I will bring the DJ app from the iPad on the other corner, and you can see it right now. And here is the thing that kind of breaks my heart, but I never realized it until this moment, because how I usually interact with the jog wheels and how I pitch bend. But I think you have to see it, and maybe you can help me out, or at least let me know how you feel about it. So I'm gonna start the song, but I'm not gonna play it out because I guess for this purpose it doesn't matter, and I also don't want to flag any kind of copyrights if that is a risk. Right now I started the left deck and I will bring in the right deck, and it doesn't matter which parts and which point I will bring it in. I will just run randomly. I just randomly started it now, and as you can see, they don't align. You don't even need to listen to the song at this point, it doesn't really matter, but just looking at the yellow lines, you can understand that they don't really align. And what I would do in this case is to adjust it, just touching the side of the jog wheel. This is basically what I would do in any controller, any DJ deck. It doesn't matter if it's a CDJ or if it's a DDJ, or doesn't really matter. I think this is pretty much how I would do things. But thinking about it, what I usually do, if the difference is not that great, I would just try to slowly nudge it in position. And it would probably look something like this. If this was especially a bigger jog wheel, I would just gently nudge it and bring it in position, and I would listen to it, or I would just see the lines. If the songs are in front of me, stacked waveforms like you can see right now, I would just check the line, or I would just listen to it, and I would just gently bring it in position. But look what happens when I do that. I'm gently adjusting it. As you can see, I'm barely spinning it, and nothing happens. As you can see, it doesn't matter which direction I'm nudging it to, it just doesn't do anything. And this is the heartbreaking part I mentioned. Now I feel like this doesn't offer me enough precision if I want to. Of course, I can always use sync, but I prefer not to. And also, I can still nudge it in a fast motion like this, but this doesn't also give me a great feeling, to be honest, in a small controller like this. Maybe if it was a bigger platter, I would be okay with it. But like this kind of movement doesn't do anything. Now I stop the songs, and for the next test, DJ app doesn't really matter. iPad doesn't really matter. What I will do is to connect the controller to my PC and see what kind of MIDI information we are sending. Because what I think to myself is that maybe this is a software issue. Maybe there's a MIDI programming, MIDI control, MIDI profile that I can adjust to. Maybe I can just change the sensitivity and everything will be fine. So I thought to myself, why don't I try to connect it to my PC and see what kind of MIDI signal I'm sending and when I'm sending it. That is the most important part. I wanted to see if I'm sending any kind of MIDI signal when I touch it and when I nudge it. Let me show you how it looks like. Now I brought in this little app called MIDI, which is a fantastic handy app just to check out what kind of MIDI signal you are sending. And I will try to see how it behaves when I do the same motion in the same speed or a similar speed as if I would nudge a song in position or in sync. Now let's connect it to the PC. Using a USB, and I'm just gonna turn it off and on just so it loses the connection. Okay, it seems like I'm connected right now. Just to test out, as you can see, I'm sending signals and everything seems to be working as it should. Now let's clear this and look what happens now when I do the same motion or similar motion as if I'm pitch bending a song in sync with the other. I will gently nudge it and let's see what kind of MIDI signal I'm sending. As you can see, if I do it slowly, absolutely nothing changes. There's no MIDI signal. But look what happens when I do the same thing a little bit faster. So what you can see here, if I nudge it in one direction, I'm sending the MIDI signal 1. And if I nudge it in the other direction, I'm sending 127. So basically, this is pretty much an on and off situation. And it only kicks in if you do this movement fast enough. If you spin it frantically, as I'm doing right now, there's no problem. But if you like to do this slowly, you have to be fast. So it seems like whatever I try, there's a certain speed that I need to reach, and only then it registers my moves and then moves the track or sends a MIDI signal. So now that you have seen how it looks and how it behaves, we have to discuss whether this is an important issue or not, and to think about it realistically. Is it a deal breaker? Yes. But would it really break my heart? Also yes. But would it make me sell it or get rid of it or gift it to someone? Also yes. But I actually enjoy a lot of things about this controller. There's not really a lot of things I can say bad about it. I really like how it looks. I really like that it's super small. I am not bothered by a single bit that it doesn't have a sound card, except maybe a minor issue. I will also probably show it in a different video, maybe a short form. But overall, I'm really happy with this controller. Overall, I'm really happy with this controller. I really like it. But at the same time, now that I know this exists, I think it's gonna bother me a little bit. I am not sure, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I would like to leave that door open. So please, if you think that I'm doing something wrong or this is exactly the intended behavior for some particular reason, please let me know in the comments. If Hercules DJ, or if you are seeing this at Hercules DJ, please drop a comment to enlighten me, enlighten us. I'm not sure if this issue is something that I can go through the usual support channels, but I would really appreciate if you somehow come across this video. Please drop a comment. I am really curious. And at the end of the day, if this is a firmware issue maybe this is something that can be fixed with a firmware update to increase the sensitivity or the overall behavior and to get rid of this acceleration, so to speak, in the jog wheel. I'm really hoping that this is something that can be fixed with a firmware update, and probably I will still keep using it, but at the same time, I think this will bother me every once in a while. So again, please let me know what you think, and also thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Stay safe.